Hey, Deck It Out DIYers, we are going to bust open the tray for August. Okay, so when you get your tray, it will be wrapped. It's kind of a different shape this month because there's many different pieces for words, and I just wanted to make sure they all got to you. So they're kind of shaped wonky, but they're all taped so you can see them on the back. So what I want you to do when you get your kit is lay it out if you want. I think I'm going to lay out all my pieces first. And then I'm going to look at my pieces and find the words that go with them. And then what you'll do is you will peel off the tape. Keep the tape, unless you have painter's tape. Maybe you have painter's tape at home. But what you can do is take your painter's tape and stick your words to the painter's tape, and that will help you paint them easier. Okay, so make sure you, when you do pull them up, that you just put them right back on your painter's tape to paint. So I'm going to pull it all together, put pieces next to each other, and pull out my words. All right, DIYers, as you can see this month, there are a lot of small pieces. So just take your time with it. What I like to do when I'm in this situation is I like to plan out what color backgrounds I'm painting everything. And this one seems pretty straightforward. It's just a lemon, a buffalo plaid lemon. I gotta hit this little piece out of here. Okay, so in order to make this and make it like a little bit different, I'm going to take my white and my yellow, and I'm gonna make a light yellow and then the other yellow, just to have two tones of yellow. And I'm gonna just go through and think about what colors I'm painting everything, and then I will start painting. I do know that I'm gonna make the picture of lemonade right here. I'm gonna make this white. So I wanna show you how you're going to paint, just so you can keep these etched lines in. And so you're gonna put some paint on your sponge, smooth the paint off. You can dab it off too. You're just going to lightly dab, especially around these engraved parts. Now you probably can see the splotch and the blotching. Totally okay, totally normal. You're gonna come back and do a second coat of paint. Now, if you were to put a ton of paint on like this, okay, I'll do that, I'll show you. It kind of covers up those lines, which you're not gonna want. See on your ice? You're gonna wanna dab it so that those lines don't fill in. Now, if you do accidentally do that, grab your toothpick, grab an X-Acto knife, and kind of try to pull some of that paint out, okay? And make it look the best you can. If you have some of those paint markers, maybe you're gonna go over them anyways in one of your paint colors that you have in one of your paint markers. But if not, just kind of pull out as much paint as you can and it will still look great. And then just painting on the front, trying not to get drips along the side of the projects. These letters right here are going to be covered up with my words "squeeze the day." Okay, so we're going to paint and then paint all of your pieces. Dab on gently on the ones that are etched in that we need to see, such as these ice cubes. And then we'll come back and we'll glue it all together. All right, so I've painted all my pieces. You may have noticed that with the black, I did do 2 coats of it. I just wanted it a really dark black, so that's what I did. For the yellow, if I wanted it to be just yellow, I painted it white and then put the yellow over the top. Now I'm going to lay things out and then glue them down. Now for this one, it's pretty pretty straightforward where the 3 pieces that are not words go. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue on some of these. They kind of look like a wagon wheel, like the spindles. And then I'll just plop it on. Now, one thing you want to do is you want to look at this and make sure that the paint colors look like you want them. This one I knew I wanted to do a little bit different. So I'm okay with the white and the yellow. But on these other ones that I painted the background a light yellow, I'm going to lay it all out and make sure everything pops. Nothing is hidden by the paint. Just so that it's easy to read. Because when I make a project like this, I want it to be easy to read from afar. And so I will check that out before I do that. Also, my little tip for these little words is I'm going to put the glue on just in a few spots on the letters on the cutouts, okay? Because then I can just take the letter. Let's see here. I can take the letter and I can drop it into place instead of having to hold the letter with the glue on it and drop it into place. Okay, so it's kind of like the same thing, except I feel like I might not glue my fingers together if I do it this way. You may have had some peeling with your sponges. When that happens, for example, this pucker up, I'm going to just brush it off and I will run a light coat of sand over it and soften it up a little bit so then it's smooth. If you don't like the look of it, I would encourage you to sand it down and then just repaint again. But this looks good to me, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, so that's how I'm going to go through. I'm going to now go through and piece everything together and then glue everything down. Hey DIYers, so now I'm going to, I have all my projects done, okay? I think you've seen them all come through, plus in your pamphlet, I have a picture of each project. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take my paint markers and I'm just gonna add a little bit of embellishment with markers. So I'll show you how I do that. And then I will show you all of the final projects at the end. All right, DIYers, there you have it. I have completed all of my projects. I am loving the color combo. I hope you are too. You probably saw that I used a lot of different shading, and I used the white a lot to change the yellow. And I even changed the green. I lightened it up. It was just a little bit much for the look I was hoping for. So there we are. There are all the projects. Be sure to take a look inside your pamphlet. But I cannot wait to see how you style your tray and how you paint each of these really fun pieces. We'll see you next month.